Hi, welcome to Shopify Nova. So in this video, we are going to create our Shopify client and we'll create a Shopify query and test the query. So without any delay, let's get started. So before that, I'll just fix an issue, not an issue, it's an, we are just not going to console here error, it's as a disconnect error or some error, and we can actually, okay, yeah, so that's fine for now. Okay, so now we are going to actually create the Shopify client, and for this client we actually need some things. First of all, so let's go to the Shopify admin. So you can see for a custom app you need an client so that it can actually communicate with Shopify and with your backend app. So for this we actually don't use it. We have an library. If I go to Shopify main API npm, um, so we can search admin API. Yeah, you can see Shopify admin API client. So if we go to Shopify admin API client, then we actually copy this and we just going to install it. So in this package.json we don't have any Shopify admin API, so we are just going to run this install, and yeah, so we can have now Shopify admin API client. So if we go to this doc, so we can have how actually you can use it. So this Shopify admin API client, actually what it can do, actually it authenticate your app with the Shopify admin, and you can actually call admin API like that, the mutations, query, everything that actually admin API supports. In the last class we actually have noticed the admin API. So now you can see this admin API, there is a client, the function is actually taking three things: store domain, API version, and admin API access token, that actually we actually stored in our previous video. So let's get started and let's test that. So before that also we need store domain access token and API version for that. So in our env file we can actually have this, we need to have these things. So let's check first. So I just copy the things: store domain and admin API. And in config file we can actually this store domain process.env.store domain, and yeah, process.env.admin API. Okay, so those who actually don't know, where can I get this to domain and admin API? So I am just going to show you. So you can go to your front end, the storefront, and if you inspect, so you can see Shopify dot shop. So you can see here is your stored domain, and for the admin API, what you need to do, you need to go to your app and go to your app and sales channels and go to your custom app, and here it is your custom app, and the admin API actually uh, you created this is actually revealed one times, you cannot reveal it many times, this one. And if you actually forgot it, so what you need to do, actually you need to uninstall the app again and install the app again, so you actually get this admin API access. So that's how actually you can have both two things. And this is actually you need to actually this is actually secret key, the admin API, so you be careful and don't share actually to anyone, as it's my development store, so I actually shared with you, and it's a learning purpose, okay. So let's go to the code. So now we are just going to create the client. So we are just we now have the store domain and admin API, and for the API version, so we actually write it manually for now. So now we are just going to create a file, shopify.js, and here actually we import the created admin API client from our document. If you go to the document, you can see import create admin API client, and this is the const client. Yeah, so Shopify admin API, you are just creating the client create admin API, and from the stored domain, what actually we do, we know where it is actually, we know it's in the config file, so we import the config file first. Sorry, my keyboard issue. Okay, so here we can actually call the stored domain, and for this API version we are just going to set it later, and for this access token we have in our config, sorry, dot admin API, am I right? Yeah, this is admin API. And for this API version, we are just going to see which API version should we actually use. So let's go to the admin API. So you can see admin API references, and the latest is 2025-10. So you are going to use this for now, 2025-10. So that's fine for now. So this is the client, so we are just going to actually return the client. So for this actually we need something like that, a function, so just cut it. And so here we actually wrap the create admin API client in our custom function create Shopify client, and we actually return the client and we actually use the client. So how we can use this client, you can see in this doc. So this client, when you actually call the client, so it actually uh, have an request method, and it actually calls two things. One is query, this is the operation query, and this is the variable actually that actually we saw the last video. So let's see how we can actually integrate those. So this is our client. So now we are just going to make a separate file for queries. So let's go to the file and create a just so just have this product query for now, and let's see what's going on here. So we can have many query and many actually mutations. So we are just going to create a common export object to call this. So let's create it. So let's take this GraphQL. And let's change the name as our actually requirements. Get product, and it should be an ID. We can change it as our need, and this is the product and this is the ID. Metafields, something like that. We can have inside the product, we can have like that ID, title, and many things done like that. Variant counts, variant, something like that. Okay, so this is our actually Shopify GraphQL queries. Here is one query. We can add multiple queries here, and we'll see in the upcoming videos. So now what we actually should do, we are just going to use this. So okay, so you can see we have the queries and we have the Shopify client. So now we are just going to test it, and for now we are just going to test it from our server Nodejs, and we have an API, test API, you can see. And from here what we actually do, we are just going to call the client and the queries and test it. So let's get are just going to call the create Shopify client, and yeah, here you can see the create Shopify client from Shopify.js, and what actually it returns, it actually returns the client, and here we actually call the client. So you can see we cannot use the await here, so we need to make the function async here for now. So the client is right now here, so there can be an error because the client might be empty or something like that, so we need to actually use try catch here, and but for now we are not just going to do that because it's a testing purpose. So for this client, how we can actually do these things, so in your document you can see you can call the client const data errors extension await client dot request, something like that. So we are just going to do that like that. You can see so we are just going to const the result and client dot request, and here we are just going to send the operation means the query that we actually build it here. The query is the Shopify GraphQL query actually. So we are just going to call it from here. Let's save the file. Shopify Shopify GraphQL queries. Yeah, we can have this Shopify GraphQL queries dot fetch product. Yeah, so we can have this query right now, and here we are just going to send this variable. So for this variable you can see it expect an ID from us. You can see in this product mutation it can expect an ID. This is the ID. So where you can actually find those ID, so from your admin API dashboard you can see the products, and inside the products go to any product like that selling plan or something like that, and when you actually type JSON here, so you can get an global ID. This is the global ID, and just copy it and use this ID here. So we can have this result, and inside the result we have a data. You already know that data errors extensions. So we are just going to send the result dot like that data. Okay, so there can be many errors like that. The result can be undefined or something like that, so we need to use try catch here. So for now we are not using it, but when we actually write the code, write the main project, we are actually handling everything. So now so we set up the client, we call the client and send the operations and the variables. So let's see actually what's going on when we actually call these things. So let's call our server first. Yeah, so our local server is running right now, and when we actually call this API, test API from the Thunder client, we can have this result here. So let's send the API, and here you can see the console. Okay, first of all let's console the client for your understanding like that. What is the console inside the client? Client, and we can see the result data also. Data. So let's hit the data. So we are hitting the data, and you can see we have a response of this product ID 42 that actually sent. You can see, yeah, this is 242. The title is selling plans Skyworks. So yeah, is it the right thing? Yeah, selling plan Skyworks is the right thing. And you can see, yeah, there is no meta field right now. So in the console you can see in the client we have something like that. Our API version is to domain access token and the headers actually, and the result we have the product data. So that means we can actually successfully integrate the client, and we actually communicate our app with the Shopify admin. So from the next video we actually jump to our real life migration project, and it will be a more fun. So for now, uh, keep smiling and see you soon.